Here are today's top stories. President Rodrigo Duterte is one step closer to ending contractualization as he certifies a Senate bill ensuring security of tenure. 7 Filipinos are reported among the crew reportedly kidnapped by pirates in Nigeria. Supermarkets indicate difficulty in acquiring permits to sell NFA rice at the same cost in their outlets. And the public can now buy cheap vegetables from Bukidnon at the Tienda Market in Manila. Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. President Rodrigo Duterte is one step closer to ending contractualization as he certifies a Senate bill ensuring security of tenure. More on this from Benj Mondo.
President Rodrigo Duterte has certified the passage of the Security of Tenure Bill as urgent in efforts to fulfill his campaign promise of banning labor-only contracting in the country. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said the president has certified as urgent a bill in the Senate that will eliminate ENDO, or the end of an employee's contract of service. Earlier, Senator Joel Villanueva, chair of the Senate Committee on Labor, released a copy of Duterte's certification contained in the president's letter to Senate President Vicente Tito Soto III. Roque explained that the Senate version now bans all labor contracting regardless of whether or not the contractor has substantial capital or investment. On January 29, the Congress approved its version of the measure called House Bill number 916, or the Anti-ENDO Act. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Benj Mondo.
Malacanang is confident that any ouster plot against President Rodrigo Duterte will not succeed. This as the PNP and military vows to look into any plot to unseat the president seriously. Ron Dulfo has the story.
The Philippine National Police continues to monitor certain groups plotting to unseat President Rodrigo Duterte. PNP Chief Director General Oscar Albayalde, however, says the actions appear to be limited to discrediting Duterte since the alleged plotters themselves are aware that ousting him is an impossible task. However, the AFP seriously takes all ouster threats against President Duterte and the government. AFP Assistant Deputy Chief of Staff's Brigadier General Antonio Parlade revealed that there are plans to oust Duterte, one of which is dubbed as Red October, purportedly set for next month. The Red October ouster plot, bared by the military over the weekend, is the confirmed handiwork of the Communist Party of the Philippines New People's Army, Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana said Monday. Lorenzana adds, after the cancellation of the peace talks, the implementation of the proposed ouster plot became more urgent for the rebels. Malacanang meanwhile says groups plotting to oust Duterte through people power will find it difficult to succeed given the Filipinos' overwhelming support for him in the May 2016 elections. Presidential spokesman Harry Roque says the Communist Party of the Philippines had been planning to overthrow the government since it was founded, and that power-hungry individuals would also like to bring down the administration. The ouster plan coincides with the international celebration for Marxism and the Indigenous Peoples Month. Allegedly, participants would be coming from a grand coalition and a broad united front. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Ron Dulfo.
The Department of Foreign Affairs is awaiting an official report on the 7 Filipinos reportedly kidnapped off the coast of Nigeria on Saturday. Foreign Affairs Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano says the Philippine Embassy in Nigeria already informed him about the incident. The 7 Filipinos were among a dozen crew members of a Swiss-owned vessel who were taken by armed men off the coast of Nigeria on Saturday. Cayetano says while they are on releasing little information on the incident, the government will exert all efforts to ensure the safety of the Filipinos. DFA Assistant Secretary Elmer Cato said the Philippine embassies in Abuja, Nigeria, and Bern, Switzerland are coordinating with concerned authorities in Nigeria and Switzerland to get additional information on the condition and whereabouts of the 7 Filipino crew. Ambassador to Nigeria Shirley Hope Picario said 5 other Filipinos and 2 foreign nationals were left on board the vessel, but it was not immediately clear why they were not taken. Foreign Affairs Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano directed the Office of Migrant Workers Affairs to notify and extend assistance to the families of the 7 Filipino seafarers. The Bureau of Customs donated various forfeited goods such as rice and canned goods to victims of Typhoon Ompong in northern Luzon. Customs Commissioner Isidro La Peña noted that this is the fourth time that they are donating confiscated items to typhoon victims. The ports of Cebu, Zamboanga, and Manila International Container Port have earlier donated goods to those affected by Ompong. The BOC's donations consist of over 370 sacks of rice and about 5,000 canned goods to the Department of Social Welfare and Development. La Peña says the donated goods were declared abandoned and were deemed property of the government. Goods subject to disposition may be used by customs, donated to another government agency, or sold at a public auction. Oil companies made yet another round of fuel price hikes today, making it the third in as many weeks this month. Fuel prices went up by 20 centavos per liter for diesel, 40 centavos for unleaded gasoline, and 50 centavos for kerosene. The price of diesel has gone up by 2 pesos and 20 centavos per liter, while gasoline has increased by 2 pesos and 50 centavos per liter in September alone. As with previous price hikes, oil firms attribute the price adjustments to movements in the international petroleum market and are simply being passed on to the local consumers. Still to come, the Department of Transportation distributes over 30,000 fuel subsidy cards to jeepney drivers and operators nationwide. Supermarkets indicate difficulty in acquiring permits to sell NFA rice at the same cost in their outlets. These and more when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Partner with the Philippines. Backed by strong macroeconomic fundamentals, the country is the 10th fastest growing economy in the world and one of the fastest growing economies in Asia. With a multi-billion infrastructure program, state-of-the-art capabilities using leading-edge technology, artificial intelligence, and complemented by a highly skilled workforce. All these at competitive operational costs.
Filipinos are hardworking, passionate, flexible, adaptive, and quick thinker to deal with problems immediately.
Filipino workforce is vital, positive thinking, and open mind. Marine transportation innovations such as port facility, road networks are essential so that economic growth will be able to become more rapid.
Philippines is located at the center of ASEAN countries. From the geopolitics view, we can cover many main cities of ASEAN countries.
The Filipinos have a great work ethic and their command of English is exceptional. They can weather even challenges with resilience which is world-class.
We utilize high-tech machinery and robotics in our production right here in the Philippines. And Filipinos easily adapt to these innovations.
World-class Filipino talent is likewise being tapped as a highly viable investment sector for innovation and startups.
We stand out as far as animation is concerned. They are quite amazed at how our artists are good in their craft. The artists, their rates are also competitive. We are able to compete from a price standpoint.
The Philippines is a fertile ground for investments due to its rich biodiversity and abundant natural resources.
The Philippines is thriving, and there is a potential for it to continue growing. There's a perspective for more growth to happen. It's one of the fastest growing economies, not just in Asia, but in the world.
These companies are expanding their businesses here in the Philippines. Projected by HSBC to be the 16th largest economy in the world by 2050. Viable investment area, industrial peace, state-of-the-art technology, a skilled workforce, creative, innovative. Your gateway to the ASEAN region and to the world. Partner with the Philippines.
More than 30,000 Pantawid Pasada cards have already been distributed to public utility jeepney operators and drivers nationwide since the program was launched in July. The Southern Tagalog region has the most number of fuel cards distributed, followed by Central Luzon, Central Visayas, Davao Region, and the LTFRB Central Office in Quezon City. Meanwhile, the LTFRB has launched its Pantawid Pasada caravans in various parts of the country to facilitate the distribution of the fuel subsidy cards. The board initially held its caravan in Metro Manila at the San Andres Sports Complex in Malate, Manila last September 13 and Marikina City Hall on Monday. The DOTR earlier warned operators and drivers misusing the cards that they will be removed from the list of beneficiaries of the subsidy program. The Pantawid Pasada program seeks to mitigate the impact of recent oil price increases and higher excise taxes on petroleum products under the train law. The business sector expects Bulacan to be the next growth area as major infrastructure projects in the province expand its viability for business. Miguel Hill has this report.
The Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or PCCI, the country's largest business organization, sees Bulacan benefiting from major infrastructure projects, specifically those that connect the province to Metro Manila and other areas in Luzon. PCCI Chairman Emeritus Francis Chua said the completion of major infrastructure projects in the next few years will make Bulacan a viable hub for business operations. These infrastructure projects include the Skyway Stage 3 that connects the North Luzon Expressway and South Luzon Expressway, the MRT Line 7, the Bulacan International Airport, and the Bulacan Bulk Water Project. Chua said other than the proximity to Metro Manila, affordable land costs and adequate labor investors are always on the lookout for provinces that are very aggressive in terms of infrastructure. He noted that the Skyway Stage 3 project is seen to cut travel time from Metro Manila to other parts of Luzon, while the MRT 7 may entice employees from Metro Manila to work or relocate in Bulacan to take advantage of the lower cost of living. MRT 7 connects Quezon City and San Jose del Monte City, Bulacan. PCCI President Alegria Simbal Limhoco meanwhile said Bulacan is high on the list of their new business locations for consideration. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Miguel Hill.
The Department of Trade and Industry has called on the National Food Authority to look into the concerns of supermarkets that are having difficulty selling NFA rice. The Philippine Amalgamated Supermarkets Association, or PAG-ASA, says members are having a hard time securing permits to sell rice from the NFA despite moves from the government to make it available to them. PAG-ASA President Stephen Kua says most of the 200 PAG-ASA member stores nationwide do not have a permit to sell rice. PAG-ASA signed a memorandum of agreement with the NFA and the DTI last week to allow distribution and selling of NFA rice in supermarkets. Under the agreement, supermarkets will have to pick up the stocks from NFA warehouses and then repack them into 2-kilo bags for retail sale. This means additional logistics and repackaging costs while offering the NFA rice at the same price of 27 pesos per kilogram. Police have captured an alleged camp of an Islamic State-inspired local terror group during an operation on Sunday in South Cotabato. Elements from the Regional Mobile Force Battalion found the abandoned encampment at Sitio Malyango in Polomolok Town. The team was supposed to serve a warrant of arrest against one Joffrey Tuanadatu Nilong, who is wanted for illegal possession of firearms and ammunition. Authorities recovered 2 suspected improvised explosive devices, a blasting cap, cellular phones, and clothing. The armed group was linked to terror group Ansar al-Khilafa Philippines, which had pledged support to the ISIS. Last week, operatives arrested Jeffrey Palag Alonso, who alleged member of the group, who was later tagged as the primary suspect in the bomb attack in General Santos City. Western Visayas is hoping to get a chunk of some 1.5 million Chinese tourists expected to visit the Philippines next year. Tourism Regional Director Helen Catalba says their target is around 300,000 Chinese tourists from the current 100,000 visitors. Catalba says Western Visayas has natural attractions, seafood, and branded shopping places to entice Chinese tourists. As part of the preparations, the office embarked on a Chinese Mandarin language training for tour guides in Aklan and Boracay. Talks of opening direct flights from China to Western Visayas are also underway. With the closure of Boracay Island for 6 months, the Department of Tourism is looking to have 5.2 million tourist arrivals by the end of the year. From January to June this year, Catalba said around 3 million tourists have already set foot in Western Visayas. Up next, the DILG urges millennials to register and vote in the 2019 elections. The public can now buy cheap vegetables weekly at the Tienda Market in Manila. The PNA Newsroom returns after these reminders.
Known for its rice fields, pristine beaches, and other scenic tourist spots, Oriental Mindoro offers vast opportunities for potential investments, boosting regional competitiveness by connecting the Mimaropa provinces to one another. The Department of Public Works and Highways Unified Project Management Office, under the leadership of Secretary Mark A. Villar and Undersecretary Emil K. Sadain, spearheaded the successful completion of the 5-year road maintenance project Mindoro East Coast Road, Calapan, Socorro, Bungabong to Dangay Port Road section, financed by an official development assistance under the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development Assisted National Roads Improvement and Management Program Phase 2. From September 8, 2013 to September 8, 2018, the long-term performance-based maintenance contract of the 127.7-kilometer road from the Port of Calapan to Dangay Port in Rojas Oriental, Mindoro was undertaken by a DPWH contractor. As the main national road in Oriental Mindoro, the Mindoro East Coast Road traversing the city of Calapan and the municipalities of Nauhan, Victoria, Pola, Socorro, Pinamalayan, Gloria, Bangsud, Bungabong, and Rojas. The North-South Backbone Link project improved road efficiency and increased capacity in transporting goods and services, providing opportunities to accelerate local economy and contributing to national development. By providing efficient and quality infrastructure projects, the Department of Public Works and Highways paves the way for inter-island linkages to Luzon through Mindoro, Panay, and Negros Island that will surely boost the country's growth and improve the lives of the people.
The Department of Interior and Local Government is calling on millennials to register and vote in the 2019 elections. DILG spokesperson Jonathan Malaya urged the youth to register early and not at the last minute. Malaya reminded the youth that the elections is a democratic exercise where they can choose leaders that are skilled and with integrity. Malaya has tapped the Sangguniang Kabataan to encourage their fellow youth to participate in the elections. The deadline for voters' registration is on September 29. The COMELEC says out of 54 million registered voters, about 24 million or almost half of this number are 18 to 34 years of age. Several provinces are crafting a petition for the UNESCO to declare the marine life-rich Verde Island Passage as a World Heritage Site. Top officials of Batangas, Oriental and Occidental Mindoro, Romblon and Marinduque convened with the Department of Environment and Natural Resources and other stakeholders to craft the petition. Officials have also proposed to declare the entire Verde Island Passage as a fishery management area, which could be developed into exclusive fishing zone for surrounding municipal fisherfolk. The Verde Island Passage, located in Batangas, stretches to the shores of Mindoro, Romblon, and Marinduque. The passage has become a haven for researchers from non-government institutions and foreign marine experts. The area teems with more than 300 species of corals, underwater reef formations, and rock canyons that host around 60% of the world's shorefish species. The Philippines is ready to defend its title in the Premier Division of the 33rd Kings Cup World Sepak Takraw Championships. The Filipino team left for Nakhon Ratchasima in Thailand during the weekend in time for the competition that will run until September 30. The country aims to retain the crown in the men's doubles category. They will also vie for gold medals in the hoop, Rego quadrant, and Rego team. Go for Gold top executive Jeremy Go wished the team good luck during their send-off at the SM Mall of Asia on Sunday. Aside from the men's doubles title, the team also brought home a pair of silver medals in Team Regu and Hoop and a bronze effort in the Rego during the 2016 edition of the Worlds in Thailand. People in Metro Manila can now buy cheap vegetables coming from Bukidnon as the Department of Agriculture opens its Tienda Market program on a regular basis. Maricor Zapata has the story.
For those looking for affordable vegetables in Metro Manila, the Tienda Market at the central office of the Bureau of Plant Industry along San Andres Street in Malate, Manila is the place to go. Featuring low-priced vegetables grown by farmers from Bukidnon Province in northern Mindanao, the Tienda Market opened early morning last Friday. This Tienda Market will now be a regular thing every Friday and Saturday. Under the Department of Agriculture's Tienda Marketing Program, the weekly activity aims to sustain the availability of low-priced vegetables in Metro Manila and at the same time income for vegetable growers from Bukidnon Province. Available here at bottom low prices are carrots, cauliflowers, potatoes, radish, sayote, cabbage, chili, and other vegetables grown and sold in the Bukidnon towns of Impasugong, Talakag, Sumilao, and Lantapan, collectively called the Imtasula towns. Agriculture Secretary Emmanuel Piñol is inviting market vendors, homeowners associations, supermarket procurement officers, and all those interested to visit Tienda in Manila so they can meet the farmers themselves. Piñol said this will enable people in Metro Manila to see for themselves the quality of Bukidnon crops and possibly even consider going into agribusiness with the farmers as suppliers. The Department of Agriculture is eyeing Imtasula as the country's next vegetable basket, catering to both local and international markets. Tienda is a marketing strategy that the DA launched last year to make affordable food available to Filipinos while ensuring local farmers' income. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Maricor Zapata.
Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Let's take another look at today's top stories. President Rodrigo Duterte is one step closer to ending contractualization as he certifies a Senate bill ensuring security of tenure. 7 Filipinos are reported among the crew reportedly kidnapped by pirates in Nigeria. Supermarkets indicate difficulty in acquiring permits to sell NFA rice at the same cost in their outlets. And the public can now buy cheap vegetables from Bukidnon at the Tienda Market in Manila. Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. For more stories about the government and how it serves the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. And remember, things only seem difficult until they're actually done. Remember that. And that's your daily dose of the latest news and information that you need to know. From the PNA Newsroom, I am William Theo. Good day.